Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix, and I am doing a viewer question tarot energy reading. I just happened to see it today in the comments section, and I thought about it for a minute. I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and add this to the actual whole thing of the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Now, for this, few things. I don't mind answering a question or two here or there. So if you ever leave comments there and you're like, hey, can you tell me about this? I don't mind. It's not a huge deal. And I will say this to the viewer who asked the question, what I always say. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it is not your story, don't try to make it fit. Now, based off of the pre-shuffle energy, one thing that I was picking up is that a message will come in, but you'll have to take action in order to receive it. Like there's something that's going to require you to take action. It isn't a thing of you will have to be reactive, you will have to be proactive, is what you will have to do. And another thing that came up was savings. So if you're not saving right now, you may want to do that. Some of the other energy that I picked up was in regards to maybe feeling like you're trapped. It could be on the job that you're on or the position that you're in. You may feel like you're trapped right now. And you're hoping that this promotion will bring you out of that. Or if there's another situation outside of work that you kind of feel trapped in, you may hope that the promotion or the job change, title change, brings you out of that. Oh gosh, what else was coming up in the pre-shuffle energy? Two, any obstacles that are in your way, they will be removed. I feel, going off of where the comment appeared about something happening fast, I feel that some things may have been slow for you, but it may be for a little while longer, but once it happens, it will happen very, very fast. That's based off of the pre-shuffle energy. Now, for the question that you had asked, just so anybody else watching this will know, the question is, I looked back at my emails from around February 13th, and that's when I received an email for a promotion. It was canceled, but I just received an email that they are conducting interviews again. Can you pick a card that represents the outcome? Thanks. All right. So I started gravitating towards these two decks, which is the Angel of Abundance deck and the Kipper deck. And then, of course, the Angel Answers deck and the Insight Tarot deck. I'll pull one card from each deck and do that right quick, just so you can have any additional information that you might need. And it only takes a moment, so it's not a big deal. So, may I have the energy in regards to this question? What is it that the viewer needs to know? May I have the energy in regards to this question? What is it that the viewer needs to know? May I have the energy in regards to this question? What is it that the viewer needs to know? What is it that the viewer needs to know? What is it that the viewer needs to know? May I have the energy in regards to this question? What is it that the viewer needs to know? What is it that the viewer needs to know? What is it that the viewer needs to know? May I have the energy in regards to this question? May I have a card, please? What is it that the viewer needs to know? What is it that the viewer needs to know? Thank you. Now, this is interesting. All right. And at the bottom of the deck, employment change. Okay. I kid you not. Bottom of the deck, employment change. So this is kind of going back to what I said before. If there was something going on at your job where you may have been looking to get a promotion at your job, and I was telling you, hey, I think this is going to be something else. You're going to have to be proactive, is what's going to have to happen. First, this first card that came out, and again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but the cards are the cards. This is what came out. It says release jealousy. Jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something. And the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's success inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. Maybe there's a situation where some people have been recognized around you and you're noticing, like, why is everyone receiving promotions but me? Or why does everybody have a job right now but me? Some of that energy, and you may have been falling into that. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Don't worry about that. It's all going to work out. Now, this at the bottom of the deck is saying employment change. It says, your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. So this is employment change at the bottom of the deck. All right, so let me go ahead and take one from the Kipper right quick. What is it the viewer needs to know in regards to their question? What is it that the viewer needs to know in regards to their question? What is it that the viewer needs to know in regards to their question? May I have the energy for the viewer in regards to their question? May I have the energy for the viewer in regards to their question? May I have the energy for the viewer in regards to their question? May I have the energy for the viewer in regards to their question? What is it that the viewer needs to know? May I have a card, please? What is it that the viewer needs to know? Thank you. Adjudication. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. There may be something going on with contracts, and I was thinking about contracts earlier because when I did the pre-shuffle energy, the Page of Wands came out and the Queen of Swords came out. Queen of Swords can deal with legal or deal with contracts. Maybe there's a possibility that you may be going into something contractual in the sense of becoming a contractor. Maybe you're not working a regular, I don't know what country you're in or what have you. If you're in the United States, it's usually 40 hours a week. In Europe, I think it's 32, 38, something like that, hours a week. Maybe it's not the regular type of job. Maybe it's something where you're doing contract work where you'll do a gig for a little while and sign a contract. They'll pay you for it, and then you'll go on and do another gig. That may be the change that is happening. Maybe you are transitioning from a regular job, quote unquote, to a contracted job. Or it just may be an employment contract is what it may be, because it says adjudication. So I think of legal documents and contracts. Maybe you're considering going into the legal field, especially with the Queen of Swords. 2, something just said to me is a possibility that you might be starting over. And there is something that's related to the court system that deals with that. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. At the bottom of the deck, it says courtship. So that's interesting that that came out as well. All right, so let's do the angel answers right quick. What is it that the viewer needs to know in regards to their question? What is it that the viewer needs to know in regards to their question? What is it that the viewer needs to know in regards to their question? What is the energy of the viewer in regards to their question? What is the energy of the viewer in regards to their question? What is the energy of the viewer in regards to their question? What is the energy of the viewer in regards to their question? What do they need to know? What do they need to know? May I have a card, please? What do they need to know? Whoa. Okay, that one came out then. Opportunity. This is going back to the being proactive. You're going to have to take action on something. I feel that you don't need to wait. What's at the bottom of the deck? Compromise is at the bottom of the deck. There's something that you need to... Okay, and I just heard this, so I got to say it. If there is an offer, and I've mentioned this before in some readings because this happens with some people's energy sometimes. If there's an offer, don't just dismiss it out of hand because on the surface you're like, oh, I'm too good for that. Or, oh, I don't need that. I feel you might be pleasantly surprised if you dig more into it. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But the card that came out is opportunity. The card on the bottom of the deck is compromise. Maybe in order to take advantage of this opportunity, you might have to compromise. Maybe it's something, and this is just an example, where it's not paying exactly what you want, but the job will fulfill you emotionally more than what you've ever been fulfilled before. But it's just a little bit less. So, or maybe it will fulfill you emotionally a lot, but it may require more of your time. Where instead of you working 8 hours a day, it might require maybe 9 hours a day or 10 hours a day. So I'm just throwing these things out there. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. All right. And finally, the tarot deck. What is it that the viewer needs to know in regards to their question? What is it that the viewer needs to know in regards to their question? I don't know why. I don't know if you're married or not. There may be potential if you're not married. Wow, and under courtship is great fortune. Go figure. If you're not married, there may be potential for love with this new change in job, with this employment change. Just throwing it out there. What is it that the viewer needs to know in regards to their question? What is the energy of the viewer in regards to their question? What is the energy of the viewer in regards to their question? What is the energy of the viewer in regards to their question? What is it that the viewer needs to know? What is it that the viewer needs to know? What is it that the viewer needs to know? May I have a card? What is it that the... Okay. And it fell. Give me a second. Page of Pentacles came out. When I picked it up, it's in the reverse. This is dealing with another message. I'm going back to what I was talking about earlier, where you may not get the offer that you want in the sense of money-wise. Now I'm talking about money. Where maybe you wanted $75,000 a year and they're offering you $70,000 a year. You may not get the offer that you want. What's at the bottom of the deck? But someone will recognize your value because Three of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. There's some type of skill. Three of Pentacles is about working with groups. Three of Pentacles can also be about recognition for your skill. So this is going back to the contracting thing. I feel like you may end up doing something with a contract based off of a specific skill that you have. Maybe you work in like logo, and I'm just making up something. Maybe you work in logo design and you're really good at designing logos, and you end up becoming a contractor that does that and making a living off of that. I feel whatever your employment change is, and it's interesting, as soon as I lifted up the employment change card, partnership was under it. And Three of Pentacles is about working with others. Whatever this change is, it will more than likely be something where you have to work in a group with other people. And I feel that your skills will be recognized too, as well. But definitely an employment change. The current energy that you're in, I'm going back to this jealousy, where maybe you felt that you were overlooked for something, and you noticed how some other people might have received a promotion or received this or received that. Don't worry about that if that is resonating with you, because the employment change is coming. You will be recognized, and the opportunity is there. But it may require some compromise. All right? So that's the energy that I picked up. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You know your story better than I ever could. But thank you for watching and listening to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I really, really appreciate it. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, be blessed.